I can't believe that Joe Burrow stole my hairstyle.
This is a perfect note to start with. I think there are many things to unpack here. Number one being that Joe Burrow has maybe the best hair of anyone in the National Football League. And he chose to buzz it off to be an extra in
The Real Slim Shady.
In the Real Slim Shady video in 2000. JP, please play 5 seconds of the Real Slim Shady.
It's too soon.
May I have your attention, please?
It's a 5 seconds play before the intro music even rolls in honor of Joe Burrow. He didn't go to Oregon State, but his team wears orange and black.
I have Joe Burrow as my quarterback in college ultimate team on college football 25.
So do I.
And I do have my team wearing the Oregon State uniforms. Technically, Joe Burrow is
He went to Oregon
State Beavers.
He could be an honorary alumni. He could give the commencement speech next year. That's all it takes.
Yeah. And he's the heir apparent to Carson Palmer, who served our Beavs well.
Absolutely.
Cincinnati.
He did.
Yeah. So there's a tie
JP,
there.
How do you should feel good about this?
I feel great about it.
Isn't
Yeah, it's coming back. No, it's coming back to the adults in the room. So mine's got a little out of hand. So I didn't have time this weekend. My sister and brother-in-law were in town, so I was busy entertaining. But my goal was to bring it back down and dye it all again. So I have this two-tone look because I
like the two-tone.
Tips.
It's like tips. It's like bleached on the top, but not the sides because I had my clippers, so I buzzed the side
Just
while
a
I
tip.
was out of town. Because did you
Just for
notice
a
I'm not
second.
in Arnold, California anymore?
Just to see
Whoa.
how it looks. You're at your home
welcome
for the
back to
first time
Pacific.
since episode 5. You're in your home again. That's fucking crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think I'll be on a bleach expedition this weekend, and I will challenge Joe Burrow for now the new reign of
for
best
bleach
hair.
off.
And yeah, well, I mean, I'll say his hair is still the best in the NFL. It looks great. He stole my hairstyle, and it looks great.
It went from best to other best.
Yeah. It's a whole nother category, but it is the best category.
I'm telling you, you could grow it out and be like Mark McGrath with the frosted tips.
Ooh, but then I need to like comb it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what he did.
And then you need to do at least like 5
But he
seasons
did it right.
on The Voice as service.
Was he on The Voice?
He was.
Yeah.
I just remember him from Sugar Ray.
That's like the
Sugar
only
Ray.
reality
Don't
show that
ask for
Sam
more
gets
than 5
into.
seconds.
I've been watching The Voice a lot since we started dating. I fuck with The Voice. That is a fun show.
Oh. What about The
Voice.
Masked Singer?
No.
Oh, I watched that for like 2 seasons, and I was like,
did you just say the math singer or the math singer?
The
we love math in this
Masked Singer.
podcast. We love math.
You can only go on if you get the equation right.
That'd be
it's
amazing.
like,
You
are
had to
you
sing
smarter than
the
a fifth grader?
equations. Yeah.
One of my favorite.
It's
one
like
of my
School of
favorite.
Rock.
Wait, no. One of my favorite early like phone apps was "Are you smarter than a fifth grader?" And it was like it was the same kind of questions as the game show, but for your iPhone. And I was like, "This is so cool! You get to play a game show on my phone." I got just schooled every time. And I mean, even in the show, I got schooled every time. Did anyone else watch that show? I watch that show pretty often.
I probably watched it.
I watched
once or
it
twice
with
you.
Yeah, you watched it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all watched it with me.
And none of us were smarter than fifth graders.
No, which is why we have a podcast.
Those shows were a little crazy, though. I'd say that was some wild. And I know I'm the one who went to public school, but I was like, we were not talking about this in fifth grade. And you guys, Catholic school boys, you were also like, we weren't talking about this in fifth grade.
No.
So I was like, where did these fifth graders come from?
Half our day was full of abstinence and then like religion class.
Yeah. And it wasn't religions.
Ours
class,
was
it
the
just
opposite and the
religion
same,
class.
weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a whole year of classes when I was about to go through my first communion about like
Abstinence.
communion. Well, that
So
too.
just communion.
But yeah,
yeah,
man. It's
sacrament.
Imagine being
you don't know what you missed out on.
Yeah, Catholic school second grade abstinent class was like it was applied to everything.
Yeah,
I'm picturing
so
like
true.
Coach Carr in like Mean Girls, but oh man,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
oh man. We're gonna pause the Mean Girls quoting and the middle school health class horror stories that JP and Penny were in the middle of telling, because we are joined live by two incredibly special guests, courtesy of our friends at Damnation. There we go. The camera's set perfectly.
We got you guys.
We are joined by inside linebacking extraordinaires Isaiah Chisom and Melvin Jordan from Oregon State football. JP, give us the applause, give us the lasers, give us all of the post-production glory.
We have clapping.
We have everything.
Oh, it's hell loud. Sorry, it's hell loud. And then we got cheering.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the pod. We know you're both very busy with fall camp just getting underway. Probably underway now as
it's report day today, right?
Yeah, today was report day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we are underway, Terry.
We are officially underway. If you're listening live,
Yeah.
which you can't be because this is not a live show, but if you are listening the second it gets published, the boys are on the field. They are reporting. Thank you guys again for taking the time. Thank you to Damnation once again for setting this up. We really appreciate it. But we'll get right into it. Just for the both of you, report day in the books. Back at fall camp, how did today go? And also just like how was your guys' summer? Isaiah, we can start with you. Like, were you in Corvallis the whole time? Did you go home? What was the summer like, and just how excited are you to get back in Corvallis with all the guys for fall camp?
Yeah, the summer was pretty cool. I was at home for a little bit, and then we went to a family vacation in Mexico.
Nice.
And then we got back to workouts. But yeah, I'm really excited for this fall camp. Last year, it was more so just really learning what to do and how it's supposed to be ran. And now that all the older people have left, it's time for the young people to kind of keep that same tradition. And
Nice. Awesome. And Melvin, same question. Did you have any highlights of the summer, and just how excited are you to get back with the guys and strap the pads on and get ready for August 30th?
Yeah, I feel like my highlight of the summer was just pretty much trying to stay consistent and stay on the grind. I went home in early June, and got to catch up with some family and stuff, and then came right back. And then the second break in July, I didn't go home. I stayed up here. So just trying to get in the swing of things, get my mind right, try to stay consistent, try to keep everybody together.
Nice. And we got plenty of questions for both of you about real football and the goals of this season. We talked a little bit about this with Kobe Singleton a couple weeks ago, and just everyone in college football is talking about right now. But we got to ask, have you guys played college football 25 yet? EA Sports back for the first time in 15 or so years. Have you guys played it at all, either on the PS5 or the Xbox? How's that experience been? And do you have any gripes with the ratings that EA Sports gave either of you?
Yeah, I've been playing. We've been playing for sure. I actually just beat him. When was this? Chill out. That was just like the other day.
Right.
Yeah, I've been playing. I don't really have anything to say about the ratings. I mean, it's a video game. It's just fun to play. Of course, I wish I could be a 99, but it's just fun to be in the game and fun to play. It's cool. I'm happy that they brought it back.
yeah, no, that's real. I wasn't really worried about like what my overall or whatever it was going to be. I was really just excited that my little cousins and family could be able to play as me and know that I was in a video game.
For
That's
sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's cool.
You guys are way more chill than Kobe was when we asked Kobe this question. He was really upset.
I saw Kobe wanted some abilities and some more stuff, man. He already got that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He was digging deeper in the
Right.
game than I had gotten, and I was like, I was not even aware that there was abilities or things you can apply to players. But he was pretty adamant that they were missing from his ratings. I guess, I mean, regardless of like the actual number, just like based upon like some of the other ratings, like the sub ratings, right? Like some of the awareness and things like that. Do you think that reflected you guys, regardless of where that actual number landed?
No, I don't think it really affected. It didn't affect me too much. I didn't let it affect me too much because at the end of the day, it is a video game. Everybody still got to go up there, play football, strap their pads up, play in, play out. So I don't think it really affected me too much. It's just a video game.
That's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
So switching gears to real football, obviously didn't end the year last year on a super positive note with the Sun Bowl, but I think there was a ton of momentum with this team, especially near the end of the year. How are you guys feeling about that? And what's that momentum looking like going into fall camp and then into the season?
Want me to go first?
I mean, it's up to y'all.
Yeah, I feel like for sure I'm trying to use that momentum we had, because it didn't turn out the way we wanted to in the bowl game, but we for sure had some sprouts of some good stuff and put some good stuff on film. So I'm just trying to keep all that and roll all that into fall camp and just to keep flowing, try to talk the young guys up, show them how it's done, and then tell the older guys to keep doing what they're doing and lead the way.
What was that experience like with the Sun Bowl, with the interim coach and a lot of things in flux, right? And we know Damian obviously was the leading rusher and he wasn't able to join the team and then did join the team. What was kind of the mood like? What was your feelings about personally going into the game? I guess Isaiah, for you, what were your feelings as you were building up and getting ready for the bowl game?
I mean, obviously there was a lot going on during that time, but knowing that I was going to be starting my first collegiate game I was like, okay, let me really figure out how this is all supposed to be ran.
Right.
But I would say it was really unique because we really didn't know what was going on, but they just wanted to make sure that they trusted the guys that they were going to put on the field, and they didn't want that focus to be taken away from that. And even when they were they don't really have that much experience, they haven't really played, that's in the third, but the people who are in our corner were in our corner the whole time. They didn't have any doubt. And just bring that into spring and then the fall camp, they still have that same trust. None of that has been lost. It's just growing day by day.
For sure. And we talked to your teammate Max Walker kind of shortly after the bowl game, and he told us I know it's crazy to say, but that bowl game's going to end up being one of the best things that ever happened to Oregon State. And a lot of that was, Isaiah, what you mentioned, getting to start your first collegiate game, and it's kind of just a take your lumps sort of situation, get that experience so that you're ready to go ahead, next year. Fans don't always have that kind of patience, especially when watching in the game, but just I guess does it going into through spring camp and then going to this fall camp, does it feel like that at least getting that bowl game, even though the scoreboard didn't work out the way you guys wanted to, that experience is really going to come to bear fruit with what you guys put on the field this season?
I feel like just that one game did a lot for all of us. Even schematically, it showed us okay, we can do this just a little bit better. But individually, I really took it as okay, I got that experience that I've been asking for, that opportunity, that shot, and they gave it to me. And I feel more confident in the playbook and in myself coming into this upcoming season, knowing that I've already played a game. I know what a real college game is like, the speed and stuff like that.
Well, both of you guys had pretty much your best collegiate games thus far in that game, right? Melvin, you had 5 tackles, you had a sack, and then Isaiah, you had I think 10 tackles, and honestly, that was definitely a shining moment for me as a viewer and as a fan, was watching you guys fly around the field and play some real big impact defense. Do you feel like that the rest of the defense is starting to kind of follow suit with what you guys, the example you guys laid out on the field that day? Is that something that Trent Bray had instilled with you guys and is still kind of permeating through the rest of the team, or what kind of attitude is this defense going to have this upcoming season?
You want to answer that?
Okay. Personally, I feel like nothing is going to change. I mean, obviously we have new faces and new people, and they have to learn what and how it's supposed to be ran. And that's where me and Melvin and J-Rob and Nico and all the returning players come into play, and just instilling that part. This is still player led. Obviously we have our coaches, but we're going to show you how it's supposed to be ran, and no changes has happened since the whole everything.
Yeah, I just feel like we're trying to. Oh.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I feel like we're definitely trying to let our teammates know they can lean on us, and our teammates are for sure trying to let us know we can lean on them. And so we're just building that trust right now. So when things get tough and we hit adversity, we know we're just going to be all right. Everybody continue to do their job and respond, not react, and we'll be okay.
Do you guys feel like that's a Trent Bray led initiative to let the players lead the way and kind of get out of the way for you guys to be leaders amongst your peers?
Yeah, because ultimately, it's up to us. Like, we're the ones that's playing. Like, he tells us, like, they're coaching us. They're gonna tell us. They're gonna give us the format because they've done it. They know what to do. But ultimately, we got to go out there and do it. We got to want to do it. We got to want to win. Everybody got to want to do their job and do their 111. So yeah, ultimately, it's up to us, and he wants us to, take control and everybody follow lead and follow suit. So yeah.
With Trent Bray playing the same position as you guys at Oregon State, how does that affect the relationship with him? And just sort of like what are the dynamics of that? Is there added pressure? Is there more attention given to you guys? Just what does that sort of look like?
I don't think it's added pressure. I just think I feel like me and Zay are students of the game, and when you're a real student of the game, you just take advantage of your opportunity. So that's just an opportunity to learn because he's played it at a high level. He's done it. He's played on a really good Oregon State team. So, I mean, if we want to do the same thing, you just take all the pointers, take all the keys that you can take from and put it all in one and just go.
Has he talked to you guys about getting back to that level again? I mean, obviously, like there was the momentum getting there, but he's done it before, and he was part of this rise, as were you guys with last season. Has he talked a lot about that with you guys this offseason?
He for sure wants it for us, but he also lets us know that he can't want it more than us because like I said, we're the ones that's out there doing it. So yeah, he wants it bad for us, but we also want it bad for ourselves, and we also want to go out there and play for Coach Bray because he's our head coach, he's our guy, and we put our trust in him.
And in wanting to play for Coach Bray, I know he was pretty involved in the recruiting process for both of you. At least what was reported to the outside world as Bray being one of the main recruiters that landed both of you two with Oregon State. At what point in that recruiting process did it kind of click as like, okay, this is a guy that gets it. This is a guy that can help me grow at this position and develop. And this is a guy that I want to play college football for.
Obviously, when you're trying to pick a school, you're trying to pick the best fit. But it's attractive when your DC/linebacker coach has already played. He's done what you're trying to do. He's played in the NFL. Like, what more could you really want, truthfully? And it was really just like talking to him on the phone while I was going through that process. He really knows what he's talking about. Like, if you have a question, like, he'll answer it, like, in detail. He's really all about details, and that's something that you don't really get in the recruiting process. It's really broad. They're not really going to give you too much. They kind of want you to let's see where this relationship is going to go. But from the jump, he was telling me what it was and what it wasn't going to be. So that was something that really stuck with me.
So with obviously like things are, this has been the craziest year, I think, for Oregon State sports in general, but certainly for the football team. And I think there are a lot of people that are sleeping on the Beavs right now and not giving you guys probably the chance that I think we all think you guys do have. Is that something that you guys think about just in general, sort of using that as bulletin board material? And I guess if you guys could explain to us sort of what the people who are sleeping on you guys, what can they expect from you this season?
I feel like you can't really, pay attention to all the outside noise, and Bray preaches on that as well. Like, everybody else's opinion really doesn't matter at the end of the day because we go out there, we play a football. It's our 11 on your 11, and whoever is the best prepared that day and has prepared the best that week is going to win that football game at the end of the day. So all the outside noise don't really matter. At the end of the day, you're going to have people who believe in you. You're going to have people who are going to hate on you. And then, it's just, you just got to stay level-headed, do your job.
So if you guys had to say what the ceiling is for Oregon State football, at least from the defensive side of things this year, if it was equal between offense and defense with what you're bringing to the table, where would you say that Oregon State fans should expect this team to land when it comes to the...
I mean, we don't plan on losing the game, so we coming.
There we go.
We're coming. We're taking every week.
We like that answer.
Yeah.
We're not coming. We're not intending to lose. We're not planning to lose. We're coming every game, working hard, every week, working hard, trying to get better every week, and try to get better as we go on because we know later in the season those games get tougher. And then we even got tough games early in the season this year, so we really got to be on our high horse. So, yeah.
So not to put pressure on you guys on this, but Kobe was on here 2 weeks ago, and he gave us a very random stat about himself for fans to expect. He even said we should bet the mortgage on it, though did block that back. But he said that every first game he's played with a team, he has had an interception, and that we could bet on that. Is there something about your guys' game that that you can say, hey, this season this is going to happen, the opener this is going to happen, or anything that you guys want to help the bettors out there know a little bit about your game?
I can't really. I'm not too much of a talker. I'm not gonna lie. I can't really tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just showing up every game trying to do my job. The big plays will come. They come eventually. Like, you do your job, the big plays will come. You just gotta do it at the highest level you can.
Exactly.
But
guaranteeing that's a DB behavior.
Truthfully.
I can't fault Kobe. That's true.
He got experience. He knows what it's like to play college football. If that's what he thinks, I mean, I'm all for it. Let's get some turnovers.
Yeah, I'm with it. Kobe, do your thing. I wish I'd come over here and say I'm gonna get 10 picks, 10 TFLs, 20 sacks,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just take it a game at a time. It's nothing to it. Just a game at a time.
Okay. All we heard there, Melvin, was 10 picks, 10 TFLs, 20 sacks. And thinking of just like sort of what you guys have been a part of so far, do you guys have any favorite memories from your time as an Oregon State football player, either on the field or off the field, just in the time that you've spent in Corvallis so far? Just sort of anything in particular that stands out?
I mean, El Paso was pretty fun. That's really like the only one I got with him that's like out of town. Was like we was hanging and doing other stuff. He kind of took a longer than usual to get kind of comfortable out here. So at the bowl game, that's when we really like connected, and he started talking on the bus and stuff and laughing and joking. But yeah, El Paso was pretty cool. That was a nice trip. It was a nice trip.
Yeah, I probably say El Paso too.
You have the mayor of El Paso. Yeah. So Benny, by the way,
Benny has been to like every Sun Bowl.
Yeah. I have an aunt who used to work on the Sun Bowl committee, but the Sun Bowl does it really, really well down there in El Paso.
Yeah,
so
for sure. That's
you guys had a good time.
Great bowl game. El Paso, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's underrated for sure.
Sure.
So quick question for you guys. The jerseys recently came out. What are your guys' just initial thoughts on those?
I like them. I'm gonna miss the natural color, but I like the white.
Oh yeah.
It's a good exchange. We get white and gray in exchange for the natural, so I'll take it. We get 2 more jerseys and a white helmet. So yeah, I like it. It's gonna be good,
So the white helmet was essentially shelved because there was a white helmet with the last rebrand, right, and last new uniforms. There was, of course, the orange, which had kind of made a comeback last year, and it does seem like there had been a white in like at least two seasons. So this is officially official. There was no white. Now there's a white helmet. And did you guys imagine pairing that up at home with any home uniform, a white helmet?
I haven't put too much thought into the uniforms. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I feel like white helmet, black jersey, white pants, white accessories, or black accessories. What that would look good.
See, he's thinking about the accessories.
Yeah.
I don't really wear accessories. Yeah. I might throw them, but I don't really. I'm throwing my low socks and then taping up my wrist and then let's go.
You guys should have listened to our last episode. I think we probably talked a half an hour about different jersey combinations.
It was midsummer. The jerseys came out. We had to talk about jerseys for like an hour and a half. But
they're nice for sure. They're definitely nice. I like that we can have multiple combinations. It's gonna look good. We can switch it up a lot.
Nice.
For sure.
Thoughts on orange pants, because this is a point of contention on this podcast. Thought on using orange pants with not just the orange uniforms. Yeah, Benny does not like the orange pants. They give him bad memories. So I do like the orange pants, for the record.
Cause you go orange, black, orange,
or like
that's a good look.
Or like black,
orange. I was thinking about that too. Black, orange.
I don't really like the orange pants only because they might be the tightest.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
They're
They're really tight.
What about
this?
white?
This is an inside scoop.
White, orange.
For like
white, orange.
Ooh, for Halloween. For Halloween.
I mean, they're all good Halloween uniforms with the black and orange. So
Yeah.
you can't really go wrong.
Orange.
That's
white.
true.
Yeah, we're good now.
There we go. A couple of inside linebacker studs for Oregon State. Do either of you have any favorite linebackers from growing up who you maybe emulate your game after, or just like guys who are favorite players to watch as you guys were growing up playing the game?
I used to watch a lot of Reuben Foster.
Yeah.
I like Sam Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a bunch of linebackers you can watch us get out there. Fred Warner's real good. Raquan Smith's real good. Bobby's another one. I like Bobby Wagner. At 40, Rodriguez is 44 from the Lions.
Yep.
I like him too.
Malcolm
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
I like him. Yeah, I like him too.
Those are solid. I'd probably say Isaiah Simmons, Ivan Pace from Cincinnati, Noah Sewell, obviously he was really good. I mean, growing up, I'm not too old, but Justin Flo was really big when I was in high school.
You young.
Yeah.
You young. You still.
I am.
It doesn't have to be linebackers either. Like if it was, Calvin Johnson, Marshawn Lynch were your favorite players growing up. We won't judge. We love everybody.
I mean, I used to really like Larry Fitzgerald and RG3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Mike Vick. I was a Mike Vick guy. Deshaun Jackson.
Mike Vick was just absolute fire Madden, man. That guy. He was a one-man show.
Like Madden 05 with Mike Vick was incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We don't want to take up, too much more of your time. Just anything else that you guys want to leave Beaver Nation with on just, how excited you are to get to fall camp and get this season going. How excited are you guys going to be to hit the field at Reser Stadium on August 31st when you play Idaho State? So.
Yeah, I'm excited. Those chills, I still get the same chills running through my body every time I run out the tunnel, say my prayer in the end zone, and before the game starts, I still get the same chills. I can't wait to go out there and put on a show. We appreciate you guys and thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I'm really excited just to be able to play in Reser. Like, we were getting asked, like, what's our favorite, which game are we looking forward to the most is on the third. And I was like, truthfully, there's nothing like playing in Reser in front of all the Beaver fans. Yeah, like the chills you were getting, like, it's loud in there. Like, it's
awesome. We can't wait either. We're chomping at the bit for August 31st.
Yeah, can't wait. We'll be there against Idaho State. We'll be there to watch Kobe get his pick six that he always gets in his first game or whatever.
We need it. Coach just told us that our chance percentage of wins go up when we get turnovers, so we need it, Kobe. We dependent on it.
Yeah,
we need it.
All right, yeah, it's all on Kobe's shoulders now.
But I want to see both of y'all be raising the chainsaw this season.
Oh no, we got
I need to raise that chainsaw. It has to come soon. It has to come early in the season too.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Maybe week 1, week 2, week 3.
Maybe week
sure.
1. Bet your house on week 1.
Oh yeah, I already bet my mortgage on Kobe getting the pick.
There we go. Isaiah Chisom, Melvin Jordan, inside linebackers, Oregon State football. Thank you both so much for taking some time with us. Shout out to both of you. Shout out to Damn Nation and Oregon State football for setting this up. This was great, and we'll catch up with you guys during the season. Good luck during fall camp.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you guys for having us. You have a nice night.
Yep.
Hey, you too. Well. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I love our football.
Those
guys.
Yeah. Hell
Man, these guys are so chill.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and hard.
I mean, like it's
hard not to want we had with Max being just like, this. I know that 48 beatdown sucked, but this is that game is gonna be a good thing for Oregon State. Like, trust me.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right.
Well, I mean, like I said, those guys were like kind of the shining stars of that game for Oregon State. I mean, it was like, what's the silver lining right now? And I mean, when you have a team, I mean, at least me personally, when you have a team that's a professional team, especially that's been bad for a long time, you start to only watch for those silver linings, right? Like, and you're like, I don't really care the outcome, but I just want to see some story unfold, and I felt like we got that with both of those guys in that game. They definitely made their presence felt. They made their name known, and it gave me a ton of excitement to watch them this season. And after talking to them just tonight, I think it's even tripled my excitement.
Right. Well, and I think more so than the playing time, although the playing time certainly added to it. You heard both of them talk about how Melvin came out of his shell to a certain extent down in El Paso, and I'm sorry. Isaiah came out of his shell down in El Paso, and having some of those upperclassmen not participate or have already agreed to transfer, like that does open the door for someone who may not be as vocal to be vocal, and that sets the tone. And I think like having that before spring ball and then going into spring ball, you're going in with a totally different headset or being in a totally different headspace. So that was awesome to hear. And yeah, there's definitely truth to giving some of the younger guys a lot more playing time down in El Paso.
Right.
Yep.
Especially playing for a coach like Bray, who is, I mean, he's a defensive guy, but also a linebacker through and through.
Yeah.
And gotta know he's going to develop some linebackers in this defense. So shout out to
100%.
Melvin Jordan. I keep wanting to say Melvin Ingram. Hope that Melvin Jordan has the same Pro Bowl path as Melvin Ingram and Isaiah Chisom as well. Thank you both for being on the show, and shout out once again to Damnation NIL for helping us with coordinating that interview. Football, college
Let's
football.
go.
By the
Let's
time you're
go.
listening to this, it is probably August 2024. College football is going to get played this month. Oregon State football is going to get played this month. The second we're done recording, I'm going to go downstairs and turn on my brand new PS5 and play College Football 25. Really,
Welcome
for
to
the first time.
by the way.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm
no
so
kidding,
excited.
man.
I was thinking Xbox too, but then I walked into Target. They're like, yeah, we have no Xboxes left because fucking when College Football 25 came out, we sold through like everything. They had one PS5 slim digital only console. And he was like, it's the digital one. So whatever. I was like, but I can get College Football 25 on it, right? He was like, yeah, you can get College Football 25. I'm like, then why are we still talking? Box it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check me out, baby.
Know when to close, clerk. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah,
Outside of Oregon State, Terry, now that you have the game and it's not hypothetical, outside of Oregon State, who are you most excited to play as?
I need to be careful here because I'm obviously going to start a couple of dynasties with Oregon State. I need to there's dynasty, there's, road to glory, like all this kind of shit. I mean, I need to figure all this out. But I'll be curious. When I was a kid, I was annoyed that the University of Minnesota could never get any college football hype going. So I always had a Minnesota dynasty. So that could be fun, but I don't know if I'll do that. That's probably not on my early to-do list. Obviously, I'm interested in doing a dynasty with Kennesaw State, the newest FBS team.
Yeah.
Bring them to the top.
think Oregon State and Kennesaw State are my early teams. I don't think there's another kind of a team in the Power 4 conference that I'm particularly interested in playing with too much. I might just do some exhibitions in random stadiums just to see what the gameplay environment is like. The hype video that came at the beginning, I was like, whoa, this looks crazy. So,
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun to explore a bit. It's almost like a more immersive, true college football, like real life college football, because you can actually control when you experience the experiences that others get to get on their campuses every Saturday they host a game.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I will say I had no idea that Georgia Southern had a super sick, super old stadium until I played there. And Georgia Southern Stadium,
Georgia
awesome.
Southern is a great program. Shout out Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do some digging. Georgia Southern's a good one. Benny, App State, I think would be a good one, but also I feel like is almost even too mainstream now with everything App State's been able to accomplish. But
You're such a hipster.
gotta be a hipster.
You're such a hipster.
But seeing seeing the things that you can truly take care control over of with conference realignment, I feel like a lot of people across the country are playing with Oregon State and Washington State just because it's okay, here are two free agents. You could manipulate the game. You can just manipulate the game in ways that you probably couldn't with other teams by playing with them. So that's
and it is fun. I moved Oregon State into the Big 12 and just hypothetically seeing what would that look like, right?
Yeah.
We talk about it, right? But what does that look like when you're playing Oklahoma State and Kansas State? And
we already know.
Cool.
And also shout out to new Twitter account, Bob Yorkmeyer.
We
thought that was just Benny mispronouncing Brett Yormark's name.
No.
Bob Yorkmeyer on Twitter is reading the tea leaves and telling me that I'm not wrong. All of you fucking Gen Z dickheads saying that so stupid LMAO. So stupid LMAO on my tinfoil
There was about
hat
6
series.
more of those.
Just wait. I mean, the fact that there's only 6 to 9, LOL, nice.
Nice.
is probably a statement that we are not being taken seriously or that big yet. But yeah, Bob Yorkmeyer on Twitter.
Bob Yorkmeyer is the commissioner of my dynasty conference. I already named him.
He's not the actual commissioner of the Big 12, but he's the commissioner of all of our hearts, and he's raising hell in that landscape right now. So shout out to whoever it was that changed their Twitter handle to Bob Yorkmeyer. I realized I was already following it, and I was like, wait a minute.
It was Pac 2 Mafia.
It was Pac 2 Mafia.
Was it?
Okay, great. All right. Hell yeah, Pac 2 Mafia. Great pivot.
Nice.
Great pivot. Excellent work.
Like Andre said, it was like a beautiful transformation, like a potato becoming vodka.
That is a beautiful transformation.
Potato becoming
It
vodka.
is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful transformations on this planet.
It is beautiful. Oh my God. Well, you guys, my AC still hasn't been repaired, and it's 1,000 degrees in my house. Fuck.
So you
I
need
don't
a
know where I am
beer.
anymore. I have a cider. It's the cider segment. It's the beer segment. To cool off, I'm drinking Sociable Ciderworks Freewheeler Dry Apple Cider. A few blocks from where I live, and it's very refreshing. And it's maybe 90 degrees in this room right now. So
Nice.
if I pass out, it's not because I'm drunk. It's maybe because I'm drunk, but it's probably
I was gonna
because
say. That's what you tell
I'm
Sam.
suffering
You're
a
like,
heat stroke.
it's just too hot
We
here.
have-
I'm definitely not drunk.
Seriously, it's
Have
our
you ever
home
listened to our
warranty people-
podcast on half speed? We sound so drunk.
that's every podcast though. Maybe maybe quarter speed. But anyway, our home warranty people are coming out tomorrow. I hope we have one window unit and it's in our bedroom.
Why are you talking faster now? You're ruining everyone who changed their
Everyone
podcast.
shut up.
to
We're
half
not
speed.
we're not half speed. We're not drunk. We're not drunk. This is us normal talking. See?
I think that sounds hilarious.
This is the way we talk, see? Big
Not
account, we're
anymore.
talking about the beer segment, see?
Why don't they talk like that anymore?
Because we're all losers now. We're not fun. We lost our imagination with all this newfangled technology and high-tech toys, you guys. Can't think
Yeah.
anymore.
Wait,
But
we never
I'm
said
so
what
excited.
episode this was, and we all failed the test.
What? JP, please play 5 seconds of 151 Rum by Deck 9.
It's like 151 rum, pineapple juice and Malibu, Caribou, get the
That's even the name of that
Oh.
Deck 9 song.
Tech 9?
No, isn't it Caribou Lou?
Malibu? Caribou Lou,
Yeah,
that's it.
Caribou.
Yeah,
Man,
say it
that
again.
song, JP, please play 5 seconds of Caribou Lou by Tech.
Tech 9?
Took North?
No, fuck that guy. His crew killed Mac Dre.
And he's from
JP,
Kansas
please
City,
play 5
and
seconds
the
of Feeling
Chiefs
Myself by Mac
beat
Dre.
the Niners in the Super Bowl.
No, say it again,
I'm
Benny.
sorry for bringing that up.
Say it again,
JP.
Benny.
Please play 5 seconds of Feeling Myself by Mac Dre.
I'm out of this world, not your run of the millin'. My name is Furrow, I'm the owner of the building.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to balance out the universe. And I don't really like Kansas City though. We beat them in the World Series. That was fun.
You did.
Very
So it's-
fun.
yeah, even. Kansas City is a fun city.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've never
it's
been,
cool.
but I don't really plan to go.
It's cool.
I've
No,
never
no
been.
offense to our
You don't have-
Kansas
you don't-
City listeners.
you don't
but
have to go,
I
but-
just, yeah.
I was impressed when I was there earlier this year, but yeah, there's a lot of places, not a lot of time. JP, do you have a beer for this beer segment?
I do. And
That's
I actually
43
know
minutes
nothing.
into episode 151 of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast.
I know nothing about this beer. I literally just opened it. I bought it because
care.
it was a beer that I had not purchased. I actually drove this beer home from California and saved it for tonight, but not really for any reason other than, all right, I have a beer that I can use for the show. But I liked the art on the can.
Ooh, that's
You
creepy
see?
as fuck.
It's kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's called Symbiotic Psychosis, which
Oh,
is hella creepy. But it's a
Symbiotic
West Coast
Psychosis.
IPA, which I've just been so happy that so many people have been shifting away from hazies and going back to the West Coast IPAs. It's just so much
Better.
easier to drink.
yeah.
Yeah. Crisp. clear.
As opposed to like, okay. I hear you.
And it's 6.5% alcohol. Hop profile is they've got in their boil Idaho 7, Allura, Lotus Salvo, and then they dry hop it with Revolution Blend, Lonnie, and Amarillo CGX.
It's
getting way too scientific. No,
it's not getting
lie.
way too scientific. It's been too scientific. This has
That's
not
true.
been
So this is
for Joe Sixpack, other than hams. That's why I drink hams every week, JP.
There's
For
no
the everyman
science in
listening to
hams.
this podcast.
They just pour hams out of a tap and fill cans.
For
and they don't know
Joe
where it
Bag
comes
of
from.
Donuts, who's listening to Belligerent Beavs on his way to work, he doesn't need to have to worry about double dry hop and other fucking experiments. He just needs a beer.
Yeah.
Damn
But
it.
this is a collab beer. This is a collab beer, by the way. I don't know where Crow and Wolf is from, but Crow and Wolf Brewing Company. And then Central Coast Brewing, which is in San Luis Obispo.
Oh, beautiful town.
Yeah.
Beautiful town.
Which is just a fun name to say. And then everyone shortens it to Slow. And it's like, Slow is like a high school girl's nickname. Like, call it San Luis Obispo, please.
I used to smoke pot with Luis Obispo.
It is, right? It's like a 90s high school
And I
girl
was
nickname.
slow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and hey,
Her name
thanks-
is Chelsea,
thanks-
but we call her Slow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And speaking of slow, Terry, thanks for slow-mo, by the way. I never thanked you for Kyle Anderson.
Oh, yeah, he'll be great for you guys, actually.
Yeah, he will.
What you need. We replaced him with
back
Joe
to California.
Ingles, the Australian sensation.
Ah.
Is it Ingles?
It's a Jose Ingles.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think you'll like slow-mo, JP.
I will like slow-mo.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my parents are already thrilled because they went to UCLA. But he'll have to earn my trust a little bit more.
Well, he's a better
don't
public
trust him.
speaker than UCLA's current head coach, Deshaun Foster.
Oh, that was so
holy
bad.
shit. Oh my
I thought
God.
about
wait,
opening the
can we-
episode.
Yeah, can we all just act like him
Dude, that's my worst nightmare.
right now?
That is my worst nightmare.
I feel a little bit bad because like you could tell he stepped out there and like everything that was prepared just disappeared, which is not a situation I want. Like
It was
anyone to
magic
be in.
ink on his paper.
And also like I have no love for UCLA. Fuck UCLA and all of this, but also like I know Deshaun Foster played his college ball there, but like he wasn't the head coach when this happened. He had nothing to do with the realignment. So like Deshaun Foster falling on his face publicly, like it's not sort of any pound of
so
flesh
uncomfortable.
for me to hang on to. I was just like, oh
yeah,
this
it
is
was really
uncomfortable.
sad.
But
it was really sad.
this is
because it wasn't brought upon himself. Who was that coach that was at Washington and then USC and got absolutely hammered before
Sarkisian?
Yes, Sarkisian. Which is also sad, but for a different reason.
Wait,
but that
this
at
is
least
way,
like
way different.
that. Yeah, but
Foster
that was at
wasn't
least
hammered.
like
Foster was way more sad.
it was sad. Yeah, it was way more like I felt way more sympathy for him.
Just because he was
Yeah.
like, oh, like I've frozen in public before, but when I froze in public, it wasn't in the middle of Lucas Oil Stadium with 1,000 cameras on me.
Dude, I have such a fear of public speaking too. It's like,
Well,
and
you
it's
do it
gotten
every week
worse
on this
over time.
podcast, Benny, and you do it great.
Yeah, this isn't public speaking.
Yes, it
But
is.
like I would say, like
It's
if I
publicly
get up,
speaking.
it is. Yeah, if I were to get up at Lucas Oil Stadium and do what he did, I would be hard pressed to do better.
Especially
And so it's just
knowing
like,
your team is
man,
probably
totally.
going
that
to be
feels
dog
like-
shit in the Big Ten this year, and your
Yeah.
university just bit off way more.
I like
than they
he's
can
like,
chew.
Yeah, we're
in LA,
from LA, us and
USC.
USC.
Oh,
And then
dude,
it's like
that's
a
the
pause,
worst.
like where do I go
Right.
from here? And I just said USC. I just said our rival.
I know. He's like,
They-
oh,
and they all know
things
that.
are falling apart.
Yeah. Any questions?
That's
When he pivoted to any
questions?
questions, all the clips ended when he said any questions.
And then he
And
took the
I know
questions
you-
really well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
he?
exactly. But it's just like
Yeah.
those aren't the ones that are going viral because it's like
Yeah, well, like he's
Once you
clearly
go
a
any
guy who can
questions
think
and someone
well on
asks
the
you a
cuff, off the
question,
cuff.
it's just a question. It's just a conversation between you and then the writer who asked you the question, and
Yeah.
everything around you fades to the background fairly
but to like
easily.
just prepare a statement and say it is
Right.
a lot more difficult.
Those
And,
I've been in
that was
similar-
exemplary of why it's difficult.
I've never been
Yeah.
at the microphone in those, but I've been in those like just big conference media day cavernous press conferences, and it's always like weird. Like every opening statement is just like, I fully expect our team to play hard this year and do things that insert university name here way. And it's just like, why are we even bothering with this? Like, let's just start asking questions.
It reminds
like,
me.
is this
it
player
reminds me of,
healthy? What is success for you guys? Like, what's going on?
Well, no, because it reminds me of like when I was in 7th or 8th grade, maybe it was 8th grade, and I ran for student council.
Right.
And
like, cool.
I was on
Kids
the
up against the
stage.
wall, prepare for public humiliation.
Yeah, no, it was on a stage in our gym, which used to be a church. So it was essentially on the the altar of the gym. And then I'm up there and I'm like, I said everything I wanted to say, but it was really like uncomfortable. But in my brain, I'm like, this is not landing because I'm only saying things that I know I can do. Like I will try to do this, and like all of it's boring everybody. But in my brain, I'm like, I want to promise like free soda every Friday. And ice cream after
homework.
school. Yeah, exactly.
Homework.
Yeah. And like maybe I won't deliver on all my promises, but like, it'll
Every
be so
Friday,
much more
we get
fun
to
to be up
throw
here
water
and say
balloons at the least popular teacher on their way to their car in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Dude.
I wanted to do that so bad, and it almost made it worse for me to be up there and be like, I'm only promising all this boring shit, and
Yeah.
I didn't win the position.
Right.
But we also had a very
True
heavily
Democrat,
girl-dominated
JP.
middle school. We had a very heavily girl-dominated middle school, and I ran against one of the girls in my class. So yeah, I wasn't winning those votes.
Right. You couldn't dominate that demographic.
Not unless I could promise
Many
water
a
balloons
Democratic
and soda.
male politician has failed in that same area, JP. You have no.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel bad anymore. I used to. A
Benny,
long
we
time
are
ago.
we are still in the beer segment somehow. Do you have anything you would like to?
No, I did smoke some of my homegrown this last week though. I had
Sweet.
not smoked in a really long time since April.
I'm glad you're
And-
still alive after smoking your own.
Dude, I was like
also
grasping
glad
at
you're
the
still alive.
armrest. Yeah, I got way more stoned than what I had planned to. But it was kind of fun.
What did you do while you were?
I'm not
more
stoned now.
than you had planned.
Funny enough, watched I Think You Should Leave looking for I Think You Should Beave references, and I
We
could
still
not
we
find
still only
any.
have one published, but there'll be
Yeah.
more and more.
Yeah. Man, that was good. I was
I've done the
very,
same
very
thing. Benny
thrilled
was
with
like,
that.
"Yeah, let's look for I Think You Should Be things," and then you're just kind of fucked up watching. I think
Wait, are
you
you
should leave until
looking
you
for
fall
these?
asleep.
Why? Wait,
I have
you're
a bunch. You're
watching
always
to
looking
find-
for more. You're always learning.
Yeah.
That's part of the human condition.
Send them to me. I put in a request for this.
That is true. That is true. We'll do more.
I
We'll
was
do more.
trying to think of one, and like I was so stoned when I was watching this part. But you know the skit where he's just like, "What is the joke that I farted and it didn't reek and make everyone throw up? Is that the joke?" I was trying to find, and I think you should.
There's the
be.
connection.
Yeah,
I gotta
but
find it.
I couldn't do it.
No,
All of a
there
sudden,
is.
nothing
it
popped up.
feels like it's been 16 hours, but it's only been 17 seconds, and you're like, I've been thinking about this way too long, and I can't figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. I'll just go back to
I've
playing
got- I've
Candy
got-
Crush
I've got
because I
some in
can't
the cut.
concentrate on
I'm not-
anything.
I don't want to ruin the punchline now, but I've got some in the cut. I'll get on them and I'll send them your way, JP.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
If I don't
Awesome.
melt,
Do you see my glare right now? I'm saying.
do you
thank
see how much I'm sweating right now? Probably not because the lighting on my camera's always
Where's your
shit.
stick-up light?
No, I'm keeping it dark this time because I don't want people to see how bad I'm sweating because I'm recording in a fucking sauna.
Oh,
It's hard, you guys.
Open a window. Open
The
a
window is
window.
open.
It's a little chilly where I'm at.
Fuck
It
you.
only got into like the mid 60s today up here.
For
Oh,
And it was
it got
cloudy.
to 70. It got to 80 today. I was hot
No
outside in a
way.
sweatshirt. Yeah, but like my house is cold because it's at that like weird equilibrium where it's hot enough in our house and
I hate you
outside,
both.
especially like the upper floors where the AC goes on,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's not that hot outside. And then I'm in my basement where it's like it's like frigid.
Oh, your
Yeah,
basement's always
because-
cold.
My basement
JP,
too
I
is
would
cold.
Yeah.
kill to be in your basement right now. Your basement is the opposite of my
it's-
home office right now.
Actually, I want me to tell you what the temperature is in here. Do you want to know?
No, I don't want to know. I know what it is.
I bet you do. So you
It's-
do want to
it's
know?
like it's like 65.
No, it's not that cold. Wait, maybe it is.
God,
Where's
I
my
wish it
temperature
was.
here?
I bet mine's 65.
Fuck you.
Mine's
Yeah,
probably
you
69.
I'm just
'cause
gonna
it's
get really
so
mean
noise.
on this show.
That
now.
is so nice.
Oh, you know
Fuck
what?
you both.
My sensor down here is dead, but I'm pretty sure
Because it was so cold. The
It's so
cold
cold.
killed it. It froze.
it's 70 down here.
It's like Arnold
70 down here right
Schwarzenegger
now.
in that terrible Batman movie, Mr. Freeze. He just wanted to cool the planet.
Oh God!
Does,
Yeah.
Does your phone? How many times a year does your phone turn off because it froze? It's like too cold, Terry.
Oh,
Never. Because I never.
Never.
If I left it outside, it would a lot in the Minnesota winter, but like it doesn't happen. Like you just like walking to your car or whatever is not long enough for it to get cold enough to freeze.
I just
does it
remember
ever
in
like fuck up your
Chicago.
charger?
No.
Oh yeah. No.
The charger
Yeah, like,
port?
you
No,
get
the
a
charger
little-
port's inside.
Yeah, you get like a little. Yeah. What? No, I mean like the charging hole.
Oh, if you get a little bit of condensation in there,
Oh,
like a
Yeah,
little bit
the
of-
insta freeze. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
That hasn't.
Oh.
Maybe that's happened and I didn't notice it until like later, but I don't think
Dude,
so.
no one cares about this. No
There's-
listener cares
No,
about
people
this.
are, hey, there's been
None.
times I've covered like football games in December, and it's like you gotta try and film something, and while you're filming it, your phone just goes black, and it's like fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Your
That's
charge
been like
hole
10
is
years
frozen.
since I've had to do it. I cover mostly indoor sports now, so that's great.
Dude, I don't know why I thought of this about charge hole and being frozen, but I went to the Pickles game on Sunday night, and it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mascot Olympics, and it was so hilarious. They had pretty much a collection of mascots, which was like any free mascots costume they could borrow or buy, and it was
Or come to the
like
game.
all
I imagine.
of their alternate like brands mascots, and then it was like Smokey the Bear was there, and then
Hell
there
yeah.
was a
Only you.
there
can
was a
prevent
giraffe.
forest fires, Jay.
a giraffe
Oh, I
that had
saw
the cigarette hanging out, and he had like dirty underwear.
It's like the camel.
No,
Like
it was a
camel
giraffe.
cigarettes? It was a
No, it was a giraffe though, but it looked like a Toys R Us giraffe, but it had a cigarette hanging out, and it had like
Jeffrey.
dirty under.
Like a
Yeah, it
giraffe
had-
they
yeah.
tried to use to like scare kids off of smoking once in 1994, and it
Yes,
just didn't
yes.
work. But they still have the
But, like,
costumes.
Whoever was in the costume was so good. They went up. So my mini bebe and his buddy went up to him to ask for an autograph on a baseball.
And it just
And he
blew
told
smoke in his face.
he told my kid's buddy that he's like, I'll give you an autograph, but it's $5 and you have to mow my lawn.
Dude, I have the Pickles promo calendar pulled up right now.
Oh,
They
so
have-
good.
Oh, dude, August 3rd. This might
Yeah.
be crop dust night.
Crop
Yeah,
dust.
crop dust
parentheses,
night.
parentheses fart night.
Do you remember the day we were at Pickles podcast for one day?
Oh,
Hashtag
Yeah, we
deal
did.
with it.
belligerent.
Belligerent Pickles.
Belligerent
Yeah.
Pickles.
Belligerent Pickles.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could have a full-time Pickles podcast in addition to this. Our podcast
Yeah.
network would
Or
just
we
be
could be the
Belligerent Beavs and
belligerent
Belligerent
dicks.
So when they do like when
Terry
when
liked
they
that one.
when they do like strip
It sounds like we're
night-
just on. It just sounds like we're like on pills. The belligerent
Benny,
dicks.
Benny,
That's
please,
just-
Benny, please continue. Please
the
continue.
belligerent. When they do Strip City night with like
I'm too hot for this.
the girls from Sassy's, do they like not allow children there? Or how
No,
does
they
that
did
work?
allow.
Yeah.
They did
but
allow
they like
children?
they like
Good
yeah,
time
heavily
to
girls are
answer
recommended.
questions that the young people have, Benny.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they said we're normally like a family friendly event,
It's
but
not like it was
tonight
full
we
nude.
we highly recommend this being the 18 and up game. And I think most of it was because Dylan was out there stripping into his like
Into his
what is
skivvies.
it called?
He's
What is
just
like
a
the-
pickle.
He's a giant pickle.
Yeah, but he was in his like
He was in his
no,
banana
he has
hammock.
legs and arms. Yeah, but it was a shoulder banana hammock.
Still.
Oh, like from Borat.
Yeah.
Nice,
Guys, there are
awesome.
so many mascots that don't wear pants. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Dylan the pickle the giant pickle who wasn't
The most
wearing-
family-friendly oriented pickle mascot on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. A phallic object. So many rules broken. Let's check in with the Savannah Bananas and see how they handled it.
Dude, I used to say that the Portland Pickles were like sort of like the Savannah Bananas, but a little bit more low budget. I think the Savannah Bananas are just a fancier version of the Portland Pickles. Like they're the offshoot now. Portland Pickles are much more original.
Well,
I do have to say.
It all started
Yeah.
with the St. Paul Saints, as we're talking about this.
Oh,
And-
we've talked
Okay,
about
no, this is a Pickles podcast,
This
Terry.
is what
you can
what
start your
everyone-
own St. Paul
Hey,
Saints
hey.
podcast.
I will not run from the truth, and I will not hide the truth from our listeners. Anyway, Jade Carey won a fucking gold medal in team gymnastics.
Let's
go. Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Hell yeah.
We have to.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a segue.
That's a segue. Man.
Has
and-
anyone ever mentioned Jade Carey and
The Portland
Dylan
Pickles.
the Pickle?
Probably.
Dude,
they probably had a Jade Carey night last year or something, or 2 years
They
ago.
should.
Can I tell you guys the most hilarious thing that happened to me and Dylan the Pickle, T Pickle?
We were just about to
yesterday,
talk
2 days
about
ago.
the Olympics.
I know, but
and you're
I can't
ruining
move on from
this.
this. I can't move on from this.
Okay,
So
quick story,
Dylan
and
was-
then we go into the Olympics.
yeah.
All right.
Dylan was signing baseballs, and my kid and his buddy ran up to sign to get their baseball signed. And I'm in line, and I'm drinking a beer bat, but they started
As
having
dads do.
yeah, and then they started though adding a baseball screw cap to the end of the beer bat,
Oh,
so you can
smart.
you can seal it. Yeah, it's really smart. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I should ask Dylan to sign my ball. And like on the end of my beer bat, like it'd be awesome. So I'm like kind of standing by the kid, and after that, all the kids are done. I'm like, "Hey, am I too old to get my ball signed?" And then he grabs my bat and starts stroking it and rubbing the ball on the top.
Did he sign it?
And then he signs it,
And then he
points,
ripped his
he's like,
mask off, and it was the Hawk Tua girl from those videos.
No, but he points to the top,
Spit on that
like the
thing.
ball, and then
you
he points
feel
to
me?
the side, like the bat. And I said, "No, I like it when you sign the tip." And he was like,
JP.
What? The tip of my bat. And then he signs it after being a little bit flushed and embarrassed. And then
His pickle face
he
was
grabs
flushed,
my
for sure.
face. He grabs my face and kisses me.
Okay.
You have to go
So-
to Pickles games.
Yeah. Yeah. If you need some action
Yeah, if you need to get kissed, Portland Pickles games.
or teased
Yes.
with a
I
Oh,
think
man,
come to think of it,
dude,
I think
things
they
have
had
gotten
a
so much
Hawk
better.
Tua night.
Did
they
they?
will next year. No, they will next year. I guarantee it.
She
They might have.
I think
No,
they
they already
did.
had this stuff
milked
pre-planned.
that.
I know. I think.
Milked.
Well, I think they added Hawk Tua to the Sassy's night, and I remember thinking like,
Oh, did
wait,
they?
did they fly Hawk Tua girl out to Portland for this
No
game?
way.
Because that's an incredible move if they did. I don't think they did, but I think they.
No.
I think they adopted.
Well, her agent, she hired an agent. She moved to LA, hired an agent, and her agent
As
is probably
she
so
should.
bored waiting by their
As
phone.
she should. I'm glad she's
Yeah, no.
getting rich.
no
off of
one's
this.
Not
calling
since
her
this
agent.
last weekend. Not since this last weekend. They introduced her at a concert, and it was just dead silent.
Yeah,
Which
I'm telling you.
It's
Well,
15
the
minutes
fame-
of fame.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was 15
Sure.
minutes from the moment the first person watched this or saw her video on
I think it
X
was a little
or
bit longer.
And
TikTok.
she probably
But-
made so much money that she probably spent her first day in LA because it is so expensive there.
Yeah. That's why LA.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Sorry, listeners in LA.
When you're
I
thinking
do
about
love you.
LA,
I just don't love your region.
well,
Parts of LA are cool.
I don't love
did
your
you
nether
guys
regions.
know that UCLA is in?
No.
It's us
Yeah.
and USC in
What-
LA.
Westwood is a Westwood.
Any questions?
Yeah. How the fuck do we get this back on track to talk about Oregon State gold medalists? You asshole.
Good segue.
this is the second good segue I've had, and you still won't talk about Jade Carey or Oregon State at the Olympics. God damn it. Jade
What?
Carey, Jade Carey, Simone Biles, and Team USA won team gold in gymnastics tonight, Tuesday. While we're recording this, earlier Tuesday and
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, we're recording this on Tuesday night. But even if Simone Biles' scores had not been part of USA's, they still would have won the gold by more than 2 full points. That's how fucking good they were as a team. Jade was a part of that. She did not get the chance, the proper chance to defend her floor medal. She mentioned that she wasn't feeling great on that day that she had to
She had
go
the flu.
onto the floor. She had the flu.
Yeah.
She couldn't even keep any food down for like 2 straight days.
Which trying to do that after not being able to keep anything down seems horrifying and terrible, but she still earned a spot in the vault final, which is coming up
hell of a
later this week,
competitor.
and helped. Team USA wins the gold in the team event that all 5 of them participated in, which is fantastic, especially fantastic for Jade, because Jade's path to the Olympics in Tokyo wasn't the conventional route. They were trying different things because of it being a pandemic year. She was more team adjacent than she was like part of the team. This year she was absolutely certified, bona fide in that top 5. So even though she went and got a gold medal in the previous Olympics, what USA Gymnastics did made it a little bit more murky as to how different gymnasts were classified. Jay did not participate in the team gym event in Tokyo. And she did today, in which they won gold. And not to say they should have just done it without Simone Biles, because Simone Biles is the fucking GOAT. But even without Simone's scores and adding, I think it was Jordan Child's scores or Hesley's scores, they would have won gold no matter what. That's how good all of them were. And Jade was, equal part in that. So I know it's going to be disappointing for her to have not been able to defend floor the way she wanted to, just because of having the flu and not be able to keep anything down. But being a huge part of that team gold, which so many legends have been a part of before, that's where everyone's fallen in love with these USA Gymnastics teams of the past. That's a sweet moment for her. She was spectacular in the events herself, and hell yeah, congrats Team USA for bringing home yet another gold in the team gymnastics event from the Olympics, and another Oregon State gold. We just keep piling them up, baby.
Yeah, and there is a individual vault event August.
That's what I was saying, and that's Thursday. I believe.
Yeah,
Friday.
It might be Thursday.
Thursday, Friday.
So the dumbasses were us.
Jade, I said later this week, and you guys said no today. So anyway, Terry was right, as he always is, even though he's about to die from heat stroke. So his dying wish.
But is she gonna do that? Is she gonna do it?
Yeah, she's in the final.
Yeah, you're right.
She qualified for it.
Yeah. You're right.
So there's more Jade. There's more Jade. Don't turn away from Peacock Gold Zone yet.
Peacock Gold Zone is the best thing Peacock's ever done.
Right.
Yeah, but then you're just watching replays anyways.
Unless you're tuning in at 7 a.m. Well,
it's your time.
Yeah.
Hey. Central Time's the best time to view sports, baby.
But I don't I feel like it is I don't know. If I just don't go online, I don't get the Olympics ruined. So watching reruns is okay, except for I think gymnastics it's tough, and then men's basketball I found it was tough.
But also even most of the spoilers online are just holy fuck, and it's I don't know what this means, so I'll sign off real quick and then just catch up.
Well,
later.
Gymnastics was nice today because it was in the morning, and it was everyone was awake all the way to the West Coast.
Yeah,
and it was very easily viewed. I watched it live. I watched.
At least Western Europe makes it
on the
doable.
vault. Well, a little bit if it's this late in the evening, for them. Well, not that late in the evening. It was 5
when
p.m.
it's in Asia, it's at ass crack of
dawn. It's
in
the middle of the night. Yeah. But some of the matches are still in the morning-ish times in Europe, and then they're you're oh, okay, cool. I'm not going to tune in at 3:13 in the morning.
Yeah. But I mean, it's really exciting, especially since I think gymnastics, especially women's gymnastics, I think is a sport that is most highly competitive across the globe, if that makes sense. Kind of like soccer, right? Like where every country is really competitive. It's not like, there aren't parts of the world where it's not competitive. Like gymnastics, especially women's gymnastics, is that way. So when you're competing, you truly are competing against other countries who have these gymnasts that's all they do is just
though the controversy
and
is
so
that
it makes it really exciting.
Russia's been banned, and Russia was really good at gymnastics, so that's the current controversy.
That ain't no controversy.
Which I mean, we can say fuck not Russia because Russia has taken us off the Russian airwaves several times just because we bumped a Miley Cyrus tune. And I can't even ask JP to play 5 seconds.
Check
of
yourself,
one,
Putin.
Yeah.
He just hates Miley.
But anyway,
he hates us.
Yeah.
Now Putin does hate us,
man.
He also hates America, but America is kicking ass.
There's some Americans that hate us. There's some Oregon State. Never mind.
They hate me for sure.
No one hates us. No one hates us. You can't hate us.
Yeah, you can't hate us.
We're too cute and innocent.
We're just trying to do our best.
We're too cute and innocent and about to die of heat stroke
to
for
show
anyone
Oregon
to
State as much
us.
love as possible.
Exactly.
Terry is gonna either die of liver failure because the only thing he has to cool himself off is beer, or it's going to be or cider. Sorry, or it's going to be heat stroke. Either way.
No, I'm gonna go downstairs
Terry's
and
dying.
put myself between two fans. And what's the two phones
two
song?
fans, one Terry.
Yeah, two fans, one Terry. Don't go there. Don't go to that site.
Don't. Now I need to know.
We need to start a petition to have Stevie Thompson get some time on Puerto Rico.
That's bullshit that he didn't play
it
once.
Was bullshit.
You lose to South Sudan and you would play Stevie Thompson once?
Yeah.
Man,
which
Ali
makes
Gibson
me
didn't play enough
that...
either. Marie Gullich didn't play either. All these teams losing with not playing their Beavers. Come on.
And look, guess what happens when you play the Beav? You get the gold.
You get the gold.
You get the gold.
Give me the gold.
I want the gold. I want to know where the gold at. Oh, man. All right.
Terry, did you notice your little sub tag on your name tag on our studio?
I do now.
It has dual meaning, Terry.
Now that it does have dual meaning. I'm very happy it has dual. If it had single meaning, it would be bad. But the fact that it has dual meaning,
no, it wouldn't be bad. It just would be very confusing. You'd be like, what are they talking?
Which
about?
one?
I'm appreciative of the double entendre. Thank you guys both so much.
Oh, the double entendre.
Thank you, JP.
It sounds like a dance move. It sounds like a gymnastics move.
There is a gymnastics move that we couldn't pull off. One day we'll get we'll go through the gymnastics gauntlet at Gill by the Oregon State gymnastics coaching staff and show that we literally can't.
I'll watch you, please. I'll watch you tear every single ligament in your body, Terry.
It's like whoever just even walks across the balance beam without falling down is gonna win that shit.
Dude, that's what I told Jerry. I was like, I couldn't just walk across it. I think I could walk across it. I think I could swing from the high bars to the low bars, which isn't much of an accomplishment, but I think I could do
maybe
that.
catch yourself as you land in the low bars, maybe.
And then I could do what Will Ferrell does on the floor in Old School. And
where he waves his
the vault. That'd be a broken neck.
None of us are doing anything on the vault. We're like somersaulting over it, maybe,
and still breaking our necks as we rolled over the
probably.
edge.
There's no way that we could do it. Yeah,
we just climb off. We just climb up on it and then jump off it like.
Yeah, I would just jump on the trampoline part and jump over it.
Yeah, diving board.
Yeah,
man.
Oh, I'm excited to watch that. Well, let me ask you guys, what sport coming up are you guys most excited to watch?
In the Olympics?
I
love Olympic
taking any Oregon State
I love Olympic ping pong. I love
table tennis.
Yeah. Olympic table tennis is incredible to watch. It honestly is.
Yeah. I watched what was it? I forget. It was like Nigeria versus like something else in like Eastern Europe play table tennis women's, and I was like, these ladies, the spin they put on those serves,
Yeah.
And then their technique of their serves, they were
It's
like,
insane.
like,
Did you see Steph Curry and Ant? Steph was trying to get Ant to be like, I'll score more than 1 point at the opening ceremonies. Steph went up there, I was like, they said they'll beat you 21-0, and Ant's like, no, I'm scoring at least 1 point. And they both Ant and Steph were there like cheering crazy at the table tennis first
Does
round.
that scare you? That Ant is hanging out with Steph Curry. You know what?
No.
Just wait till he hugs him. Just wait till
Then he
Steph
hugs
hugs him.
And Steve Kerr is the coach. They're just gonna
He's
steal Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give
He's
you
coming.
peanuts in return.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll give you D-Lo.
I mean, it worked once before. It
Do you
does
guys
not
watch
scare
the
me.
guy again?
It makes me happy. It makes me happy that Ant and Steph are friends.
I like
team
it.
So
is
yeah,
fun.
so also
That team
men's
is fun to
basketball, but
watch.
obviously I was going to be excited for men's basketball and women's basketball. Women's
I
basketball
like
looked
the,
great.
I like
in
watching
game one.
women's soccer right now. I feel like it's a
Women's
fresh
soccer
squad.
in the
Yeah.
Olympics is
Sophia
so
Smith
fun.
is a G. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised neither one of you guys mentioned breakdancing because that is a new Olympic sport this year. which
I
is
yeah.
did
going
not
to
know
be-
that.
Yeah, breakdancing.
I've always wanted
is-
to breakdance, but every time I've ever attempted it, just like jokingly, I'm like, this is why I don't breakdance. Because
I can't keep my momentum going. I just spin
Right.
once and then I stop.
And then I'm like, I'm getting tired. My arm hurts.
Yeah, I'm gonna twist my elbow.
Yeah.
And high diving, because that also to go along with public speaking.
we watched some synchronized high diving yesterday.
Synchronized diving's dope. I love synchronized diving. The fact
Yeah,
that
But I
is
can't
such
judge
an
it. I have no
insane
idea.
skill.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those
but
things where like, oh god, that was dog shit. I'm like, yeah, that was dog shit. And then the next time they're like, exquisite, perfect execution. I'm like,
Yeah.
that looks like
And then
the
they
same
go
thing.
slow mo. They're like, well,
Yeah.
you see, yeah. And then they go, well, you see, this is not that good. They had separation between their legs right there, about 2.4 seconds into their dive. And you're like, I did not see that in real time. It looked perfect.
Right.
Like, absolutely synchronized and perfect.
and just knowing
Yeah,
that, like,
instant
if I
replay
got
is
to the
ruining the
top,
NFL and it's ruining synchronized diving at the Olympics.
I just need to know, like, if I can't watch it and decide as a viewer if somebody is good or high quality or top tier, then I can't really get into it because
Yeah,
then it's just like
agreed.
it's just like a mystery. Like, what? The judges gave him this, or like, huh? Like, how was that a good like point or like whatever?
Well,
Like,
that's where like
I just
swimming.
can't.
I love swimming, even though like you can never really tell who wins on those like photo finishes. It's like you can see how fast all those people are in the pool.
Yeah, and you can
And then
kind of
it's
see
like-
somebody making up.
And then like even
If
when you need
they're
to go to
behind.
like the instant replay to show you who finished, like I still enjoy that shit a lot. Like any kind of swimming.
But swimming
I get
too
into.
is like I've been watching all the Americans in swimming, and then they haven't done as well
it's all right.
as I think most people thought. But the I watched them, and then all of a sudden I'm like, they're coming back, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they were fifth. How the fuck was that? Like, who else touched it first? I feel like they were like maybe the second person to touch the wall. Like who? Like because it's just too hard to watch as the lanes, and then the graphics like overlay the lanes, and you're like, they were first, second, and third. I swear to God that
Yeah.
American was at least second, maybe
The
third.
graphic that
Running-
fills the lane is like the most revolutionary, like superimposed live television graphic since the first down line in like the late.
No, but they need
90s.
to like have water waves in
And-
it, like the ripples.
they should add ripples to it.
that would
Yeah.
be
Should
cool.
add ripples that can
Yeah.
react in real time.
Hire us, Olympics. No, don't hire us. Actually,
But they've
yeah.
had that.
We couldn't
they've
make that
had
happen.
for
We
so
could just
long.
tell you that it should.
They've had that for
Yeah.
so long.
They have.
They need to. I
Not
bet
longer than the
ChatGPT
first
could
down
write us
line, though. I
code.
don't think.
ChatGPT could write us code.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could.
The 100-meter dash is always really fun too.
Yeah.
Track doesn't start
And
until
I watched
Saturday
the
or
ladies
something, right?
backstroke, back swim, I guess it was called. And it was I don't know how you can make your arms do that and swim that fast. Like that
I would
blew
get so
my
much
mind.
water up my nose. I would get
Baxter,
so
whenever
much
my
water up
mom
nose.
like made us take swimming lessons like weirdly late, like into, adolescence, and I feel like the backstroke was what I was best at, but Obviously, I
Really?
wasn't
Well, you can
not
float
moving.
more easily, so it
You
helps
can
with
float more
breathing.
easily, and like the front stroke, it was just like always like you have to put your face in the water and like
Turn
hold your
your head.
breath or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was like turn your head or whatever. Backstroke, you just like leave your head.
And I was like, no, I'm gonna look up like a turtle.
Right, yeah. It's just like your like your nose and mouth are supposed to be above the surface the whole time, I think. So I was just like, oh yeah, no fucking chlorine gross pool water is going into my mouth and nose during this. This is easy. So,
yeah.
but I never like
Yeah.
raced anyone doing it. I just felt comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're like slap,
Did-
slap, slap,
Right.
slap, like just like moving so fast. It's like you
And
can't
they
even
go in a
cup your
straight line.
hands.
Yeah.
And they go in a straight line. Dude, I would
Good
like
point.
curve around the pool like that.
Well,
You're getting
Ben
tangled in the
Reed from
lane divider.
USA. He's dragging 3 lane dividers. He's drowned 6 other swimmers.
Yeah, man, I never could go in a straight line. I like the one with the paddleboard, though. That was my favorite stroke. You just grabbed the paddleboard and then you kicked.
Oh, the kickboard. Or what is the kickboard?
I think it's a paddle, or not paddleboard.
It's not a
That's the one you
paddleboard.
stand up on.
That's a stand-up paddleboard.
It's just yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
used to see that dude, that glistening man. I hope he's a listener. That glistening man on the Willamette would just
Yeah.
paddleboard by us, and he was so ahead of his time. I had never seen a paddleboard. I was like, "Who is this surfer with a paddle,
Yeah.
looking so chiseled and tan? He's surfing by me while I'm slamming a Keystone Light on the Willamette." Like,
on a
about to
fucking
drop
on
in
an,
for the 3rd straight time in 30 minutes to pee in the water.
on an air
Using my
mattress.
belly as a cushion.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, oh my God. I've been meaning to tell you guys this, and it probably won't come out as funny as it was, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I was at the Rainiers game 2 months ago with Yuri. It was the only Rainiers game that we've been to this season. And there was a foul ball, and it went straight back. And it looked like this lady had this awesome catch where she caught it like this. And it was
Terry's
like,
tired.
it wasn't a pop-up. It was one where it went straight back, like right over the
That's called a
netting.
line drive.
Yeah, right. Line drive backwards.
But
so
like
this
line
lady
drive
caught it,
just
and
over
everyone-
just over the netting.
just over the netting,
Okay.
yeah. And so like this lady wasn't really paying attention, but caught it, and everyone started clapping. And as the clapping died down, this guy yelled, "She caught it in her belly!" Everyone started laughing. And Yuri and I, to this day, at least once a day, will say, "She caught it in her belly."
Now you have to actually try to catch things in your belly. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
you've witnessed it in real life,
That's
everything
the next Olympic.
Harder.
a
harder than-
Cheeto needs to be caught in your belly button.
Well,
That's-
there's already
that's
one
the
down
challenge.
there,
Belly.
JP. Give me something harder.
A Dylan the pickle needs to be caught in your belly button.
I need
tickling you.
Dylan. All right, done. Well, this has been
Terry
a great
wants to-
episode of the podcast, you
Yeah,
guys.
there we go. Yeah.
It
nice.
has been. Did anyone ever say
Another
what
perfect
episode this
episode.
was?
Yes.
Or did
we
we just
said
say,
151
oh!
We asked you.
Okay,
we
good.
asked you to play Caribou.
Oh yeah, Caribou.
multiple-
Yeah, I forgot about
We
that.
asked you to play it by not the real name, and then we doubled down. and asked 151
I
rum.
forgot.
If you're not listening, if you're not drinking 151 rum while listening to this episode,
What
then
are you?
Then drink
change
Caribou
that.
Blues.
Unless you're driving to work or driving home from work or driving anywhere or cutting
Pull
the grass
over,
or doing any of
park
the
your
multiple
car.
things that you shouldn't be drinking 151 rum while
Quick
doing.
question. Quick question before you dive
Quick
into the
question.
ending.
Pew, pew,
What's
pew,
better?
pew.
What's better? Caribou?
Calablues.
Yep.
Cowblues.
Them
Them chicken strips were so good. The
Oh, they're
milkshakes were
burgers,
good.
too.
Going
Yeah.
to Calablues with
Oh,
K
just
Done
everything.
too. Friend of the pod, K Donye. Singing the Calablues song that he
It is now their main
Is Ca- is-
jingle. It's crazy.
Is Calablues still on campus at Oregon State? Can we
Yeah,
get,
find
is.
your local
do we-
Calabaloos.
can we get
You'll hear
eyes on that?
K-Dones.
One of the
There's
active
only one.
student listeners. Are there no, there's a
It's
Calablues
only
in
one.
the
No,
Canary
Calablues
and there's a
is
Calablues in West.
No, it's gone.
It's gone? Why?
Yeah,
Who did this?
I don't know. It's just
We
gone.
lost
At least
our
West.
conference.
It was gone in West.
We lost Calablues. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Yeah, I watched that movie with the Minuit Bay the other day, and then
God,
you know what was still there was
damn it!
Serrano Grill. Serrano Grill was still there. I
Serrano
don't
Grill's
think Ring
still
of
there,
Fire
okay.
is still there. I don't think Ring of Fire is still there. EBGB's is still there, but Serrano Grill is still there. That's at the last.
Wait, is Panda Express not there anymore?
I don't know. I try to avoid that part of MU because it just smells too good.
Dude, I think Calabaloo's is still there.
Well,
no, it's not.
Current students.
Not in West.
It might. The McNary location might still be there though. There was one
What
in McNary
is
too.
1300 Jefferson?
McNary.
Yeah.
Then it is still at McNary.
Okay.
But it has it has 2.3 stars on
Wait, are you
Google
sure it's still
reviews.
open?
Boo. Yeah, it is for sure.
Does it have
says
a
that
website?
It opens tomorrow. Listeners,
Someone's going to
hold on.
correct us on this. So, listener,
No,
please
I want
correct
to
us.
correct us. Hopefully, yeah, the current students who are Gen Z listeners who have the best attention span are for sure listening in minute 89 of the 151st episode of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast, where we're going deep into the current state of affairs of Oregon State dining halls.
Yeah.
It has
But we-
has a website that is Oregon State University's dining services website. It has a
And
page
it's-
on that website.
And it's live.
I remain unconvinced.
And
I need the chicken
it's
strips
live.
in my mouth before I am
It's
convinced.
live.
All right, you're
We'll go
live.
there next. We'll go
You're-
there on,
you're live,
on August
motherfucker.
31st. We'll go there on August
You're live.
31st.
Yeah. Ooh.
I won't be
Okay.
there. Dude, guys, that is my anniversary. Why is everyone planning all this stuff for August 31st?
Why
I had
did you
friends try
get
to-
married during college football season, JP?
Because it wasn't the normal college football season start then, 10 years ago.
This is close.
Eh,
Wasn't the
not
29th?
for the West
wasn't-
Coast.
The 29th was your.
But not for the West Coast never did week zero bullshit.
August 31st isn't week 0. It's week 1. August 24th is week 0.
Wait, is it your dating anniversary that's for
No,
March
No,
Madness?
marriage.
Benny, you were there.
No, but
You were
wait,
in it.
no,
You-
but for March Madness, for Terry's.
Oh no,
for,
that's my
That's
wife's
not an
birthday.
anniversary.
Everyone's planning shit around all of my important dates that I have to
No,
do
that's
things
yeah.
for.
I'm sorry that Annie was born during the first weekend of March Madness, and that you
I'm
two
sorry
have
that Annie was
celebrated
born
like
during
30.
my bachelor party.
I'm sorry that you've spent 37 birthdays together already. I think you can come home late and hungover on Saturday and be fine, but that is a conversation for another future episode, the bachelor party episode.
52.
Yes.
One, maybe 152.
151 plus 1.
151 plus 1.
I can't wait.
My God, listeners, I'm about to pass out.
From death or from drinking or
From
from
both.
tiredness?
From both. I need to just go I need an ice plunge, and I'm gonna go find one. But thank you for tuning in to another
Hawaiian
perfect
ice
episode
punch.
of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast.
Hawaiian ice.
Dude, ice cold Hawaiian punch would be so fire right now. God damn, I need that shit. Thank you primarily to Melvin Jordan IV and Isaiah Chisom and our friends at Damnation for helping us coordinate tonight's interviews. Thank you, as always, to my best friends from college, JP Bertram, aka Bay, aka Bay from the Bay. See, I remembered it. You can follow
There you go.
JP on Dex, formerly known as Twitter, presently known as Terry's about to pass the fuck out from Heatstroke right now. At
Beer
the-
stroke.
the Trill J, that's at the _Trill_J, because he's too trill to be real, and I'm too hot to be alive. And he is also on Instagram, just at JP Bertram. And of course, Benjamin Lawrence Sebastian Wehage, the man of many nicknames, aka Benny with the good cough, aka 1,000 more. I don't have the energy to list right now, with the exception of Benny, the mayor of El Paso, because of all of this great Sun Bowl conversation tonight. He's
Good
at
call.
Benny L 1986 on all of the social media channels. And his hair looks fucking great.
Thank you.
And he's maybe at a Tacoma Rainiers game, maybe judging you for catching a foul
Catching
ball
it in your belly.
in your gut. But we're not judging you because we're an anti-body shaming podcast. My name is Terry Horstman, at Terry Horstman on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Terrence Horstman on Instagram.com, officially at Thorstman42 on the PS5 app.
Good.
Find me and don't play me. I'm not ready to play against anyone in this game. The thing I recognized very quickly in the one exhibition I played was, oh yeah, this game hasn't come out in the last 15 years, and I'm really out of practice. This shows I have no idea how to tackle. I have no idea how to run a route. I have no idea how to hit the hole. I'll get there. It'll be fine. But right now, it's tough. It's tough. But that's not why you're here, and you don't care. You're here because this is the 101st episode of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast, a narrative podcast about Oregon State athletics, beer, and friendship. And we're so happy that you joined us tonight, and we're so happy that you're here to celebrate the start of fall camp, and we're so happy that you're going on the OSUBeavers.com and damnation.com trying to buy Isaiah Chisom and Melvin Jordan jerseys right now, just supporting any way you can.
Right now.
We're so excited that Benny and I are so excited that we'll see you in Reeser on August 31st. JP will see you there on September 14th, probably.
See you
probably.
there.
We can't wait for this
Definitely.
football season to get going. We can't wait for August 8th for full Reeser Stadium to actually be in goddamn College Football 25 on EA Sports. If that's not happening, we've got some calls to make and some elbows to twist. But I'm choosing to be optimistic, and I'm choosing to be optimistic about the rest of the Olympics and also this season of Oregon State athletics. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listener, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Please rate and review, like, and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review wherever you are enjoying this podcast from. We would also really appreciate if you took a moment to share the show with a friend, even the Duck fan in your life. Be like, yeah, you've got the Big Ten and a 2-story stupid-ass rubber ducky on a river in Indiana, because that makes sense. Eat shit, bitch. This is real.
This makes sense.
This is college football fandom as the gods intended. Belligerent Beavs Podcast, 5 stars only. Like, subscribe, rate, review, and tune in again next week for another brand new episode of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast. And until then, remember that no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter what they take away, no matter how many 10-year-olds beat your ass in EA Sports College Football 25, that
Blame it
they
on your kids.
cannot spell chop 'em without hope. So blame it on your kids and chop them.
Chop 'em.
Chop 'em.
Beavs back, baby. I'm so hot.
Shout out to Melvin, Isaiah, and the city of El Paso.